Hello there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome in for the first time if you've never been here. Today I want to show y'all how to make some cute little Animal Crossing themed coasters. We're going to do some bell bags. They're pretty easy, pretty quick, and you can use them for your market prep. Just a little heads up, for mine I used 100% cotton yarn. I think it's Lily's Sugars and Cream, but you're more than welcome to use acrylic. They turn out just as cute. The stars can get a little bulky if you use weight 4 yarn for your star, but if you have a DK weight yarn, fingering weight yarn, or the floss, heck, you can even use felt. It works just as great. But today I'm going to be showing you how to do this with the cotton yarn. First up, if you're going to make your star with some floss, like I did, go ahead and grab your floss. Make sure you have a nice brown. Then you're going to need either a yellow or a light tan for the bag and a red for the ribbon on the bag. Next, you're going to need your 4.5 millimeter hook. And then the 2.5 one is optional. That's if you're using a thinner yarn to make your star. We're also going to need some scissors, a darning needle, and a couple of stitch markers if you need.
Really quick, I just wanted to say that all of the stars that I've used in the tutorial is not my pattern, so I was just going to take the opportunity here to tell you where to go. It is her tutorial on YouTube by Diving Ducks Crochet. It's super easy, it's super fast, and it works really well for this, unless you know your own star or unless you're using felt. I'll put the link. Sorry.
All right, now that you've made your star and you've come back, you're going to grab your 4.5 millimeter hook and you're going to grab your yellow or light tan yarn. We are starting off round 1 with a magic ring, so I'll try my best to show you how I do it. You're going to drape that yarn over your finger. You're going to cross the working yarn over there, make a little X under your fingers. And once you get it over, you're going to hold that yarn out of the way with your ring and your pinky. Then you're going to go under, pull that back yarn through, and then you're going to chain 1. I'm sorry I'm not the best at explaining this, but hopefully that helps. If not, there are so many tutorials that probably explain it better. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and get started on round 1. It's super easy. We're doing half double crochets all the way around. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Half double crochet is going to be your best friend in this pattern, so go ahead, put a stitch marker in that first stitch if you need. I personally didn't keep mine in for this part, but I do use a stitch marker later on. But if you're new to this, feel free to use your stitch marker right here. That way you don't get lost. So in goes 12 half double crochets into your magic ring. Now once you have your 12 half double crochets, you're going to go ahead and take that little tail there and pull it as tight as you can. You want to make sure there's no gap so that it stays closed. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and slip stitch to end the round into the top of that first half double crochet you made. Just a warning, for this project, we will not be turning in between rounds until way later. I'll let you know. So you're going to chain 1. Now to start round 2, you're going to want to do half double crochet increases all the way around. You want to start in that first stitch that you slip stitched into with your first half double crochet increase. And after you've gone all the way around, you should have 24 stitches when you're done. And then I'll see you at the end of this round. After you've completed your second round with 24 half double crochets, go ahead, just like the previous round, and you're going to slip stitch into that first half double crochet. All right, then for round 3, you're going to go ahead, chain 1, and for this round, we're going to do 1 half double crochet into that first stitch that you slip stitched into. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 more half double crochet. And then in that third stitch, you're going to put a half double crochet increase. And that's going to be your repeat for this round. 2 half double crochets and then 1 half double crochet increase. Now, if you've worked in the round before, and you're probably thinking I'm crazy and I forgot the round with 1 half double crochet and 1 half double crochet increase, I did not. It made it really ripply, so we're skipping that one. So for the round 3, you're just doing half double crochet, and then a half double crochet increase. And when you're all done with this round, you should have 32 stitches. So I'll see you at the end of the round. And then just like your previous 2 rounds, once you're done and you have 32 stitches, you're going to go ahead and slip stitch to that first half double crochet. Then chain 1. Now for this round, you're going to do your half double crochet increase into that same stitch that you just slip stitched into. And then you're going to do a half double crochet into the next stitch, another half double crochet into the next stitch, and then 1 more half double crochet into the next stitch. So the repeating pattern for this round is a half double crochet increase and then 3 half double crochets. Our increases are offset so that the bell bag looks round at the end since we're not turning our project. And when you've completed round 4, you're going to have 40 stitches in that round. Go ahead and slip stitch to end it, chain 1, and we're going to get started on round 5. Round 5, you're going to do 4 half double crochets, and then you'll do your half double crochet increase. And that's going to be your pattern for this last round. Once you've completed round 5, you're going to slip stitch to end your round, and that'll be the end of working in your circle. So now you're going to chain 1, and this is where we're going to actually turn our project for the first time. So go ahead and turn it over to the back, and in that stitch that you slip stitched into, go ahead and do 1 slip stitch, and then in the next 8 stitches, you're going to work a slip stitch. So you should have 9 when you're all done. This is where I do like to use my stitch marker so that that sneaky little first stitch doesn't get lost on me. Now once you have all 9 slip stitches, go ahead and chain 1 and then turn your work again to the right side. Now for this part, you could chain 4 as your triple crochet, but I like the way the standing triple crochet looks a little better. So into that last slip stitch you just made, you're going to do a single crochet. And then when you look at your single crochet, you have these two legs. You're going to want to put your hook into that leg on the left side. And then you'll yarn over and pull through, and then you'll yarn over again and close it like a normal single crochet. And then again, you have your two legs. Insert your hook into that left leg, and then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through two loops, and now you have a standing triple crochet. They're just a little sturdier. Then into the same stitch, we're going to do 2 triple crochets. So you'll yarn over twice, put your hook through that same stitch, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through your last 2 loops, and there's your triple crochet. Go ahead and do one more into that same stitch. So when you're all done, you should have 3. 2 triple crochets in your standing triple crochet, or 2 triple crochets in your chain 4. Now you want to skip the next stitch and then go into the stitch after that, and you're going to insert a single crochet. After the single crochet, you skip the next stitch, and then into this next one, you're going to do 1 double crochet, into that same stitch, you're going to do a triple crochet, and then one more time into that same stitch, you're going to do a double crochet. So you should have 1 double, 1 triple, and 1 double all in that same stitch. Then you're going to skip a stitch, go into the next one, and place a single crochet. Then we're going to skip a stitch, and into that last slip stitch that has your stitch marker, you're going to work 3 triple crochets. And this should make the top ruffly part of the bag. And once you're done with those 3 triple crochets, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to cut your yarn and leave a little end for weaving purposes. And when you're looking at it, if the left side looks a little pointier than the right side, when you weave in your tail, it's going to help shape it a little bit better for you. And I can show you how to do that. So for this, grab your darning needle and attach it to your tail. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this middle one if you haven't gotten rid of it already. And if you're new to crocheting and weaving in your ends, if this is for yourself, don't stress too bad. My cotton ones haven't fallen apart on me yet, and I've already washed them once. But if you're making it for a friend or anything and you're a little worried, I can show you here how to weave them in a little tighter, or for market purposes. Because basically all you're trying to do is weave it in so that if something happens, that little hole in the middle doesn't separate on you. But also once you put your star in there, it's going to help hold it together as well. So don't stress too bad. So once you're done with that, you can snip that tail off, and then we'll get started on the other end. Go ahead and attach your darning needle. So for this one, to help round it out, I just kind of try to weave it down the last triple crochet through it. I don't know if that makes sense, but just go ahead and watch. You go through the front, you bring it to the back. That alone already helps round it out. So then when you turn your project around and you keep weaving that tail end through the back part of that triple crochet, it'll start to round out a little more. And then once you get it into the body, weave it in a little bit in there and then give it a nice tug. You'll have a nice little rounded part and it should look a lot more like the other side. See, look at that. Already a little bit more rounded. But then once you bring it down into the body, you can shape it a little better. And for everybody that already knows how to weave in their ends, I will have timestamps down in the description. So, no worries. Now, once you've got all your little ends weaved in, the next part, I promise you, is a lot easier than it's going to look and a lot easier than I'm going to make it sound. Now, with your 4.5 millimeter hook and your red yarn, go ahead and put a slip knot on your hook. And with your bell bag, the right side facing you, up by the top part, kind of where those slip stitches are that you made, those 9 slip stitches, this is where we're going to surface crochet along the top of the bag to give it that cinched ribbon look. So now that you got your slip knot attached, just put your hook right into the end. And you're going to fight with it for a little bit here, but just trust me. So now you can see the back of it, and you see your red yarn. You're just going to pull that up, back through. You should have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're just going to do a slip stitch. If you've never done this before, congratulations, you've just done surface crochet for the first time. It's very addicting. And if this scares you too much, feel free to crochet a chain and then stitch your chain on there if you'd like. I had my first one. I did that on it. Wasn't too bulky, believe it or not. But for this one, you're just going to line up the holes, again, right next to those slip stitches that you made before. And you're just going to keep making slip stitches with your red yarn all the way down. Just look for the closest gap, and that's where you're going to go. And again, I do apologize for not being the best at explaining this. I'm more than certain there's a dozen other tutorials online that teach you a little bit more detailed on how to do this, but I tried to keep it as simple as possible. And now once you've reached the end there, super simple. Next step, you're just going to chain 1 and then chain 1 more. And you're going to cut a tail, leave a little bit for weaving in purposes, and that's the top part of the ribbon for your bag. Next, we're going to go and work on the little tails that hang off the end. And really quick, before we get to the little tails, I did leave this in. I'll speed it up a little bit, but again, just for the people who are new and weaving in their ends, I'll show you how to weave this in too, so you don't see the too much red coming through the other side in a weird spot. Now that those ends are weaved in, you should have something kind of looking like a bell bag. Next, we're going to do the chains of the ribbon that hang off the side. This part's really easy. With your 4.5 millimeter hook still, and your red yarn, go ahead and put a slip knot on your hook. Now for this part, you're just going to chain 15 And once you've chained 15, you're going to go ahead and flip that over and look at the back. And we're going to work into the back loops. So skip your first stitch, and into the next stitch, you're going to slip stitch. And then you will continue to slip stitch all the way down till the end. When you're done, you should have 14 slip stitches. Now once you're done with your 14 slip stitches, you should have a little piece of ribbon there. It's okay if it curls in. It actually kind of looks really cute on the bag if it curls a little bit. Now from here, you're just going to chain another 15, and you're going to do the same thing you did before. Don't cut your yarn or anything. Keep it all together. We're making like a little V. Once you're done with your 15 chains, skip your first stitch, and then slip stitch all the way down, and you should have another 14 slip stitches when you're done with this part. And once you're done with those other 14 slip stitches, you should have your little V. Those are going to be your ribbons that hang off the side of your bell pouch. And like I said before, if they curve, it's fine. I think they look really cute with the little give to them like that. So the next step, we're going to work on putting it onto the bag. So go ahead and chain one. Grab your project. Don't cut your yarn yet. We're just going to attach it right onto there. We're going to make this super easy for ourselves. And you can attach it to either side. They both look cute. But since this is part of a set, I'll be putting it on the right side to match the other three I already have made. So with that V still connected to your hook, if you look at your project, you're going to want to put it into the farthest, whether you're going in left or right, the farthest slip stitch of that surface crochet. And when you look at your V, you have two little gaps. It doesn't matter which gap you go into. You just want to put your hook through there because it's going to keep it from flopping all over the place. Now that you got your hook in between the V, you're going to go ahead and put your hook into the bag, one of those surface crochets that you did on either side. And then you're just going to pull up and do a slip stitch like before. And you're going to chain one, and then you can cut your yarn, leave a little tail for weaving, and then go ahead and weave in your ends. And really quick, once you get it on there, if you feel it's a little too wobbly or floppy with one of your tails before you cut them all the way off, you can kind of attach the ribbon to the side of the bag and it'll help keep it there. Just like that. And then you don't have to worry about that one closer to the bag getting in the way and getting stuck under someone's cup or something. So for the star, whether you decided to use felt or if you made your own star or if you followed the link that I prescribed, that I offered at the beginning of the video, then you should already have your star and you can come join in. If you already know how to weave in your ends, and if you are, again, making this with felt, throw some fabric glue on there, sissy. Have a great day. You're done. But if you want to hang around and watch me stab myself with some pins and want to learn how to try to sew on a star to this bag, then hang around for a little bit longer. I personally like to pin my appliques in place because if I don't, they're crooked and they look awful. Now that we've got that all pinned together, you can go ahead and get your darning needle. I do think I switched to a smaller one just for the sake of the fact that the thread was very tiny. So don't let that scare you. And then for this part, really your goal is to just kind of go in from the front and pin that star into place, pull it through the back, and then go in through the back next to where you just went. I never really properly learned how to do stitching. This is just kind of how I've been doing it for a while now. But it turns out really nice. I just follow along the star. And if you start to run out of thread or something, if you didn't leave yourself enough give, you can still use that middle one that you used to pull your magic ring closed on your star. Now you should have a cute little bell bag coaster or an applique. I think these would look really cute on some jeans or something. And as you can see, my star still came out wonky, even though I pinned it in place. That's what the back of mine looks like. Now you've got a coaster ready to go for your drink. I hope it made sense. I hope yours turned out great, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.